Okay, by way of revision for today's classes, what we're going to do is create this presentation sheet. Okay, so it's 4 views composed onto one A4 piece of paper, and these are basically kind of approach views or reverse views from a landmark or a building that you know or like. So the instructions are on My Dundee as well, which you can refer to. Everything we do will be in this video as well. And this image here is the plan of the sheet, and these lines are what we're going to create as guidelines in Photoshop. So I'm going to go to a building in Brussels that we visited a year or so ago, and it's here, called the Atomium. So let's go check this out. So we'll approach the Atomium from the football stadium end. Okay, so this is the kind of exhibition area of the city, and we've got the football stadium here. So we'll come from this kind of avenue area here. So we'll get closer in. I'll drop the street view here, and we should be able to see the Atomium in the distance from this view. Okay, so that's quite an infamous football stadium, sign of a location of a bit of a disaster quite a few years ago. So there's the Atomium. We can see it over there in the distance. So let's say that's our first view. So we'll print screen at that point. So a print screen button on your keyboard. Okay, then jump to Photoshop. We want a new file based on the clipboard. Okay, and then Ctrl V to drop in what we've taken from Google Maps. Okay, quick look at the plan, because we need to decide how big an image to capture. Okay, so here's the sizes in millimeters of the image that we want to grab, and a resolution of 300 dots per inch would be more than enough. So I think we'll go for 200 for this. Let me just check the instructions. Oh no, we're saying 300. Let's stick to the instructions. 135 millimeters by 90 by 300 pixels per inch. Okay, so back to Photoshop. Crop. Width times height times resolution. So it's 135 millimeters by 90 millimeters by 300 pixels per inch. So get that right, so it's pixels per inch. Okay, 300 pixels per inch. This can easily catch you out, so your image will be 2.5 times the resolution that it needs to be. Okay. Google Maps has this kind of what we call vignetting here, this kind of fade at the top, so I'm going to try and reduce the image so I don't see too much of that. Okay, it is a bit unsightly. So we'll bring it in and slide across a wee bit so the Atomium is a bit more central, but just catching the edge of this building here. Okay, so that's my first crop. Okay, and then save that as your first view. Save as. Okay, I've got a folder on my desktop ready for this to go into. Cropping exercise, and we'll call it View 1. How imaginative. Okay, back to Google Maps. Okay, let's move a bit closer. Okay, this is the old Expo site in Belgium. I think it was 1930s or maybe the 1920s. Okay, and we get round to here, we get the first proper view. Let's go back just a little bit so we're just peeping around the corner. Can we see the Atomium? Not quite. From here, a little bit further. There we go, that's good. So we just get our first kind of glimpse of this berserk statue. Okay, drag your cursor out of sight, print screen, back to Photoshop. We want another new file, File, New, or you can use CTRL N, double click clipboard, CTRL V, and the cropping tool is ready to go already. We don't need to feed the numbers in, we just need to manipulate the corner tags there till we get the view we want. That's looking good. Okay, that one actually it was zoomed in. Did you notice it actually kind of got bigger? So that's a little bit grainier than I would have hoped for, but it's not too bad. Okay, so File, Save As. Okay, this is going to be View 2. Okay, back to Google Maps. Let's get a bit closer now. Let's get really close. I don't think it'll let me walk on the grass here. No, I have to go on the road. So let's get past this coach. Okay, let's get a bit closer till it's getting more impressive. Okay, this thing's big, by the way. It's not a tiddly little thing. There's escalators and lifts in these legs and beams. Okay, it really is pretty spectacular. Okay, so we're closer now. We'll do another print screen. Just watch for the kind of verticality of things. If we can try and get things as vertical as possible, it does look a bit more natural. Okay, so print screen, back to Photoshop, CTRL N, create a new file, double click clipboard, CTRL V, do your crop. So that gets rid of a lot of the road stuff. That's looking good. This is probably going to do an enlargement again as well. Okay, just a little bit, not too bad. File, Save As, View 3. Okay, and then back to Google Maps. We'll get even closer now. Let's get right under it so we're looking up. Crazy view. That looks good. Like that. Okay, and print screen again. So this is that final one. CTRL N. CTRL V to paste it in. And might have to accept a bit of this vignetting on this one if I want to keep this as big as possible. I'll even accept having the little Google word in there as well. Okay, looks good. Save As, View 4. Okay, so we've got 4 files open at the moment. You can arrange files in all sorts of different ways in Photoshop. If you do, I think it's View, that's Window, Arrange. If we want to see all 4 of them at the same time, we could. We've got 4 up. Okay. We need to zoom out in each one. But it does allow you to arrange things in that kind of way. Try that again. That's better. See them all. Okay, so View 1's down here. So what I'm going to do is put a title strip into here. Okay, so we'll need a new layer, and I'll rename this to Title Strip. Okay. Do a selection. Probably about 1/6 of the height of the image, something like that. And we're going to pour black ink into there. So force black and white using this icon, and then we're looking for the paint bucket and pour black ink into there. Okay, so this is something for the name of the building to sit on. Okay. Select, deselect. Let's add a bit of text now. Okay, what we do is we create a box for the text to sit in. So you click and drag, Okay, I want the text to be justified to the right. Okay, it automatically drops in a bit of this lorem ipsum text just to show you something, but we're going to write over that, and this is the atomium. Watch out for capitals here. I'll put everything in lowercase. The atomium. That's in the text. Let's try again. ATOMIUM. The atomium Brussels View 1. Okay. If you want the text a bit higher, I've missed out the E on atomium there, so a bit behind. If you want the text bigger, you need to select it and change the font height. 14's okay though. I'll keep it at that. Okay, we'll nudge that around, get the move tool, and just move that bit of text just a little bit more comfortably, so we've got about the same space all the way around. Okay, and then the final touch is just to make that strip a bit more see-through. Okay, so it just looks a bit slicker, down to about 50% there. Okay, so these two layers can be copied to the other files that are open. Okay, if you hold Control and select both layers at the same time, right click on those and duplicate layers, and we can send them to each of the files in turn. So view 2, okay, right click again, duplicate layers to view 3, right click again, duplicate layers to view 4. Okay, and now all we need to do is to get the text command, and we can go into each one of these and change the number at the end to 4. Move that, be careful. I think I'm going to have to zoom in on that one because I just 3. Zoom in on this one as well, just so I can get to the number 2. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, hit the tick to do that. We need to save each of these just to make sure we don't mess them up. So File, Save, each one in turn. Okay, whenever you see the little asterisk here, it means the file needs save. Okay, File, Save. Okay, now what we need to do is save these as JPEGs. Okay, so we end up with a flattened version that's a bit easier to put into the composition. So it's File, Save As, and save each one in turn as a JPEG. Keep the quality up as high as you can. Okay, and once you've saved it, you can close it. Okay, we'll do this one now. File, Save As, JPEG. Okay, let's do this one now, the big number 4. File, Save As, JPEG. And we'll close it, just so you know which ones you've done. And finally, Save As, JPEG again. So we should have views 1 to 4 as JPEGs as well. Brilliant. Okay, we can close those now, and we can concentrate on the layout. So we're more interested now in the plan. So this is what we need to refer to now. Okay, so I'll try and remember some of these numbers. 10, 100, 110, 200. 10, 100, 110, 200. Okay, back to Photoshop. I want create a new file. Okay, we're not using the clipboard this time. Okay, so we don't want it in pixels, we want to work in millimeters. So let's go for 297 wide by 210 high in a landscape orientation, and a resolution. Now this has to match the grabs that we did. Okay, so this has to be 300 as well, otherwise things are going to come in at the wrong size. So the layout and the content need to match each other. Okay, in Photoshop. Okay, so layout and content matching resolution. Okay, background color white, that's fine. Color mode RGB color. Okay, so this is where we drag out these guidelines to help us. So just pull down, we want 4 of these. I'm not going to be able to place them at the exact position straight away, so I'm just putting them approximately in the right place, and then I'll zoom in closer and adjust them. So it was 10, 100, 110, 200. So let's zoom in on this top one. Okay, get the move tool, and it should be relatively easy to see the number change now. So that's 10, that's good. Scroll down a bit. This one's to go to 100. So it's just moving in 0.1 of a millimeter each time, so it's not a big job getting these in the right place. And lastly, this one's going to 200, so a wee bit further down. Okay, good. Then horizontally, we've got 9. Numbers are a bit unfriendly this time. 9, 144, 153, 288. I'm going to be lucky if I remember those, so I'll do 2 at a time. 9 and 144. Okay, so 9's going to be easy. While I'm zoomed in, I may as well put this in the right place. So that's 9. Okay, we'll need to zoom out now. Okay, so it was 144, so roughly try and get it in the right place. Then it's 153 and 288. Okay, drag out with that vertical ruler. So 153 and 288. So roughly in the right position to start off with. Okay, let's zoom in now in this middle area. That was 144, 153. And lastly 288. Brilliant. So that's the layout ready to accept the JPEG. So each of these rectangles is exactly 135 millimeters by 90 millimeters high. Okay, so we'll open the 4 JPEGs now. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, Control A, Control C. May as well close it as you go, saves clutter. Go back to the layout, Control V. Okay, and we want this to snap into place. Okay, if it doesn't feel like it's snapping, you need to check View, Snap, Snap to Guides. Okay, View, Snap, Snap to Guides. Okay, let's get the third view. Control A, Control C, close, Control V. Okay, so we'll put the third one there. View 2, Control A, Control C, close it, Control V. And finally, the first view, Control A, Control C, close it, Control V. Okay. Now we didn't do any tweaking to those images. We could have maybe increased the brightness and things, but really this is just about the cropping and the resizing aspects. So it's File, Save As. Okay. We'll firstly save it as a PSD, so we'll call it Layout. Atomium. And then, so if I need to make any changes, I can come back to this. And the next one, I want to save as a PDF. So we've got Photoshop PDF here, Layout Atomium PDF, that's fine. Okay. Not saving the layers will make the file more compact. Okay, it's about 1/3 of the size if you take away the layers. Okay, so it compresses everything into one. Okay, save PDF. Yes. Okay, if I have a look in the folder where the Atomium pictures are, there should be a PDF there now. Let's have a look at that. Great, it's lovely and sharp. The spacing is absolutely perfect. 9mm, 10mm at the top, bottom and middle, 9mm either side. Very tidy. Okay, really clean little presentation. Okay, and then the idea is that you upload that onto My Dundee using the link down here. If you click on that link, so the 4Views layout, and browse for your PDF. So mine is in the cropping exercise, Layout Atomium, open. I'm not a student, so actually clicking submit will report an error. It won't let me do it because I'm a student. I'm not a student. Okay, but once you have located the file and it's ready to go, click submit, and that's your job done. Okay, I hope you found that useful. One last little thing before we go. We place these as JPEGs. Okay, let's just take away that layer. There you go. Go on, go into the bin. Okay, we can place PSDs directly, so you can do File, and we want to place either embedded or linked. Linked is probably the easier to edit. So let's say we want View 1 PSD instead. Okay, now it doesn't give you much chance of repositioning this. Okay, so you have to kind of get it right first time. You load your position. Okay, so I've positioned it. Once I hit this tick, it's kind of stuck in that position. It's very difficult to reposition it. But you can see here that it's actually got this chain link now that's editable. So say I wanted to make that into a black and white image. Okay, if I double click the layer, it opens the PSD. I could go to Image, Adjustments, and desaturate that. It's black and white now. Okay, this hasn't changed yet because I haven't saved it. So once I save this view, the other one will change. So File, Save. Okay, and we should be a black and white image in there now. So you can see how they link together very, very quickly. Very powerful, very useful. Hope that's been of benefit.